Hello friends, next we have fifth module topic called structures. So till now in the previous discussions we have discussed built-in data types like int, float, char, double, void. After that we discussed some of the derived data types called arrays, functions, pointers, structures, enumerators and unions. Today's topic is about structures under derived data types. See, what is the structure and why we have to use all these things we should know. So why structures are used? We know that array is a collection of similar data type elements, right? Array is nothing but the collection of similar data type elements. So we can have same category elements in our arrays. Suppose if you see this example, int marks of 5, in the sense I can use only the marks here. I cannot use any floating point value here and I cannot use any characters here because the data type says that integers should be there. So this is what one of the drawback if we take the student database and all. It means suppose student database contains name of the student, USN, marks, address, phone number, like this. In real world, if student is an entity, in the sense that student will be having so many data related to him. So we have to store all those data, in the sense arrays are not possible to store all the data. So that we are going for the concept called structures. So why we need to go for the structures, in the sense structures can hold different data type elements under one name. That's why we can go for it. So what is the definition says for arrays? See, the array definition says that collection of similar data type elements. But the definition of structure says that a structure is a collection of one or more variables of same data type or dissimilar data types. Dissimilar data type, in the sense collection of different data types grouped together under a single name. Which one is that single name? In the sense structure name. Now observe this example. See, struct student, one set of flower braces. In between that you can use integer data type, character data type, float data type, double data type. All these you can use under one name called student. Struct is the keyword. Struct is the keyword followed by structure name called student. Under the flower braces you can have n number of data members and ends with semicolon. Before the semicolon you can have the structure variable's name. See, this is the example. What is the syntax for this one? In the sense we can see here, struct followed by tag name. Tag name is nothing but the structure name, what we used here, student. Okay, now then one set of flower braces. Within the flower braces we can use data type 1, data member 1, data type 2, data member 2. Like this I can have n number of data types and n number of data members. Here we have shown only 3 data members, but you can have n number of data members here. And at the end you can have structure variables list. Structure variables also you can use many, but each should be separated with a comma operator and ends with semicolon. Structures are ends with semicolon. So this is what the structure definition. A structure is a collection of one or more same variables or data type or dissimilar data type elements grouped together under a single name. So this is called structures. Again, this is the explanation. Struct is the keyword which tells the compiler that structure is being defined, and tag name is here the optional followed by the struct keyword, and members of the it means members declared under a structure are known as data members, data fields or members of the structure, and the data members can be of type integer, float, char, double. And there should be a semicolon at the end of the closing brace, and structure variable can also be optional. So we'll see next how we can declare different types of structures. So next one is structure declaration. See, structures should be declared and defined before they used. So we have here some three categories of structures: tagged structures, structures without tag, and type defined structures. First one is tagged structures. So what is tagged structures? In this the keyword struct can be followed by an identifier. This identifier is known as tag name or called as tag name. The definition says that the structure definition associated with a tag name is known as tagged structures. Now this is the syntax and this is the example we are having here. What is the syntax says for tagged structures? It should have a tag name. So struct is the keyword which represents the structures. Struct keyword followed by tag name and one set of flower braces. Within that you can have n number of data types and n number of data members and ends with semicolon. See the example: struct student, character name of 10, int USN, float average marks. So here I am using int, float, char, three different data types under one name called student. Got it? Now three data types, three data members and ends with semicolon. See, structure variable you can initialize here, but for this tagged structures we are going to define the structure variables inside the main function. See, this statement we have to write inside the main function. The syntax for declaring structure variables is this one: struct tag name and variables list. Structure variables list. Struct tag name is the student name. Tag name is student and n number of structure variables. Here I am going to declare two structure variables, CSE and ISE. CSE comma ISE. It means I have defined two structure variables, CSE, ISE. Using the CSE, I can fetch the name, USN and average marks. Using ISE, I can fetch the student name, USN and average marks. Got it? Later we'll see some of the examples on this. So this is called tagged structures. Next one is structures without tag. The name itself says that the structure is not having any tag name. See, the syntax says that struct, no tag name here, and one set of flower braces and n number of data types and n number of data members. See, structure variables you can declare here itself, but in the previous case you are declared in main function, but in this case you can declare structure variables here only. Example is struct one set of flower braces, student means character name, int USN, float average marks. See, CSE, ISE I have declared here only. Using CSE I can fetch name, USN and average marks. Using ISE I can fetch name, USN and average marks. So this is what structures without tag. If you come to the matter of how much memory will be allocated for CSE, in the sense, see, CSE contains name of 10 bytes. 10 in the sense 10 bytes. Each character holds 1 byte. Integer holds 2 bytes. And average marks, float holds 4 bytes. So total 16 bytes of memory will be allocated for CSE and 16 bytes of memory will be allocated for ISE. This is structures without tag. Next one is type defined structures. So what is type defined structures? See, this type of structures are associated with a keyword called typedef. Keyword called typedef. That's why we call type defined structures. Syntax you can see here: typedef struct. Typedef is a keyword, struct is also a keyword. So one set of flower braces, inside that n number of data types and n number of data members. Finally it is going to ends with type ID. Got it? Typedef keyword, struct keyword and type ID. See example: typedef struct character name, USN and marks, and here we are going to ends with the type ID called student. Okay, now then ends with semicolon. Now how I can access name, USN, average marks? So I have to declare one structure variable. How to declare structure variable using this student? Like this. See, type ID variable 1, variable 2, variable 3 up to n structure variable. Type ID is which one? Student. type ID, CSE, ISE, like that you can declare n. So using this CSE I can fetch name, ASN, marks, and using this ISE I can fetch name, ASN and marks. Thank you.